Welcome back, friends, to part 3 of pack 2 of the Build Your Own Nissan Skyline. Today we are going to be finishing off pack 2, which for me was 6 stages. And we start that process with the right front disc brakes. We have 4 simple parts that we need to deal with. So we'll take them out of the blister pack. And as you can see, the next stage is right here, ready to go. We're going to set that off to the side. And we have a pack of ZP screws that we are going to be using today. So I'm going to go ahead and open those and dump those out. First thing you want to do is you want to take the 2 sides of your caliper, and these are simply a push together. You want to line the pins up. And push those together. That is that part done, and you can set that caliper off to the side. Next thing we want is these 2 parts of the brake disc, looking as such. You're going to want this side with the slots to face out, and you're going to want to match the 4 locating pins around the outside, but you want to line up your screw holes as well. So we're going to have our disc that looks just like that. Take our PH00 screwdriver, or PH0 depending on which it is. And we're going to load up a very tiny ZP screw. I apologize for my clumsiness. I am recording this the day after Christmas. And I will be honest with you, I have not gotten a lot of sleep. Okay, so those screws are started. And that will be the end of that stage. So we can take our brake disc and our brake rotor, or our brake caliper, and set them off to the side. I will put this ZP screw back in the bag. As I am already running out of places to put screws in my screw container. And we will bring over our next stage, which has CM screws and AEM screws. This should be another fairly quick stage. But that's going to depend on whether or not the parts decide they want to fight me. Because they do give us a new screwdriver, I think we will use that one for this stage. And I have already brought up the instructions for this stage. And we are working on the front suspension system. So we are taking that's the right side, so we want the left side, which will be this one with a L stamped in it. We can move this part of the suspension out of the way. And we want our AEM screws. Set that bag off to the side. We are going to be taking one of these and we are going to be putting a screw on either side, threading it from the outside in. Now, I do remember from the World of Wayne videos that he always did say this was a particular area where he would have issues and a lot of times injure himself. So I am trying not to do that. But already we are off our mark. So that's feeding through the other side. And biting in. And we are just going to do the same on the other side. Feeding the screw in from the outside. We'll get the screw started. And then we'll get it lined up on our lower suspension arm. As we wait for this screw to work its way through the plastic. go. We have success. I am sure our next step is going to be to do the same thing on the other side for the lower right. Nope. So we want to bring our front subframe over, just like this. And with the suspension, lower suspension arm like this, we want to set it down into those two holes. And we are going to be securing it from the other side with CM screws. So let's go ahead and secure that into place. Okay, that is one lower control arm in place. And let's move right along to doing the same thing for the other side. And hopefully this one will go a little smoother. We just need to get this screw to start going through the lower control arm. There we go. Should be a pretty quick process now that is started. That is one in place. I am trying to get this to drop into place. There we go. She feels like she's in place now. We'll go ahead and get this screwed in. Looks like the screw is started through the other side. And that is tight. Bring our lower suspension arm cross member over. Once again, we'll put these in position. And with 2 CM screws, we will lock this lower suspension arm into place. And just like that, we have our right lower control arm locked into place. And with that, we are going to call this a video. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please hit that like button. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. And with that, I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you may be watching this. Thank you.